So in that previous video, you should have seen how I sort of designed the lamp on here. Again, I could add my LED lights in here, all those sorts of things, just to really show how this could be represented. What we're going to do though is we're going to add some sort of textures here. So I'm going to use the paint bucket here. On the drop down, you'll get lots of sort of different options of different materials. Okay, they're not going to be 100% accurate. Okay, they're only there to kind of help you visualize your product. Okay, so the thing just to be aware of is you just want to make sure that you're using something that's fairly similar to what you want it to be. So they have got metals on here, so I could use my metal and I'm just going to select the different surfaces, and I could choose something that looks fairly realistic just so you can see it looks like the metal. Sometimes the names don't really dictate what it looks like, so that's just something to be aware of. And again, this is just to communicate your idea, just to give it a bit more of an aesthetic that the client can kind of look at. They have got a translucent one on here as well, so you can add sort of glass textures as well, which might be a good way of representing the acrylic if it's going to be see-through. And you can change them on there. And oh, not that one. If you wanted to sort of sample a colour that you've already got as well, you can kind of take samples from it. You can also like create material, so if you wanted to like change the colours, so if you wanted like more of a green acrylic, and you can choose like how see-through it is and how visible it is. So now I can actually add more of like a green coloured acrylic as opposed to the one I had before. So you can play around with the colours a bit more by creating the material and just sort of choosing the colours. It does help if you've actually chosen a material already. So I could change these. You might decide that you want every other colour or whatever, and just sort of visualize it a bit more. And it's a really good development stage because you can actually screenshot all of these different developments, and you can almost show them to your client and discuss with them and go, oh, what do you like about this? What do you think? And really just sort of improve on your design very quickly, rather than having to hand render everything all the time. And then I might decide that I've got perhaps a more metallic-y colour. Let's try this on these. There we go, I'm quite happy with those. So kind of got a visualization of what it might look like. And then we can have a look at sort of some of the other colours as well. And we should have another tool that we can add, because there's another toolbar I want. Now if you add shadows, what we can do is you can actually add to show and hide, and you'll see that all of a sudden it kind of makes your product look a bit more realistic with the idea of the lighting. So by just clicking on this, once we've added that, it adds the shadows, and you can actually see it kind of shining through your product a little bit more. You can change the time of day. This is more for like architecture models, and you can also change what month it is, but the idea is that you can sort of choose how light or dark your product is, and you can kind of get and control the shadows a little bit more to visualize it a bit better, which can be quite useful just to show it in a greater light. But hopefully you found these sort of videos useful and can use these skills to create your own products.